Welcome to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Well, you've seen him on the show many times. His name is Dr. Eric Smith, and he, of course, is from Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, now we've said in commercial that you've been here on our show for almost 3 years, from the very beginning when we started Midday Kentucky. And we've talked about your successes, we've talked about your patient successes, but I wanted everyone to know at home, who is Dr. Eric Smith? Who is the guy? So let's talk a little bit about why did you get into medicine to begin with?
Well, I wanted to be a physician as long as I can remember, and I knew pretty quickly I wanted to do surgery. When I was young, I can remember watching surgery shows on TV late at night when they would actually do OR cases and things like that. And so I led into general surgery pretty quickly once I got into medical school and knew I wanted to do training in that. And that led me to eventually going into bariatrics.
So you started as a general surgeon to begin with, of course, and then bariatrics. Why bariatrics?
Well, when I was doing my general surgery residency, I trained at a location that was very high volume bariatric surgery. We were the first center of excellence in the state of Ohio where I trained. And so I got exposure to a lot of bariatric surgery. To be honest with you, the initial draw was the complexity of it. You know, I enjoyed how it was difficult surgery. It was challenging surgery. I didn't want to do something simple or basic. But I very quickly saw the impact that it had on patients and their lives and the outcomes, not just getting a good surgical result, but the impact that you had on their life, and their life was much better, and their quality of life was much better. And it was an outcome that lasted much longer than short term that I really enjoyed.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the surgery itself. How involved are you when it comes to talking to the patient post and pre-surgery?
So I meet my patients the very first time they meet all of our staff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do a class with them the first time that they come in. If they've chosen to do their seminar online, when they come in for their first visit, I meet with them in a group setting, and I make sure that I tell them up front, hey, we're not going to talk about surgery today. We're going to talk about these changes that you're getting ready to make in your life. We talk about diet, we talk about exercise, and we make sure they know, hey, the education about surgery is coming, but I want them to understand the changes in their lifestyle that have to take place, and let them know that we have support systems in place to help them with that, and for them to know that I put an emphasis on that as much, if not more, than a good surgical outcome.
Okay, interesting you're saying that, because they go to the seminars, they come and talk to you and your team. Is that when they're making the decision then and there that, yes, this is for me, and then you determine what type of surgery they should be having?
Yeah, so most of the time, by the time they come for that first visit, they've made the decision they want this. I mean, obviously they could always change their mind.
Yeah.
But they understand that their insurance requirements, and they've been approved, and they come in ready to proceed with surgery. Most people have already kind of made their mind up of what type of surgery they want. Most people's instinct is pretty spot on, but that is an opportunity for us if we feel like they're veering in a direction that maybe there's a better option for them, that we would say, hey, we really want you to think about this. And they don't necessarily have to leave that first day knowing exactly which option they want, but we're going to direct them in that way.
I travel around a lot now and I speak to a lot of bariatric surgeons. What makes you stand out from the crowd?
Oh gosh.
I know you hate talking about yourself that way.
I'll tell you very quickly, I was always told that if you have to talk about someone else to tell why you do something well, then you're doing it wrong. Oh. So I think we do a really good job where we're at. And it really has nothing to do with maybe what we do better. It's just what we do well. Yeah. I think the one thing that I always try to do is make sure that I develop a relationship with my patients. I don't want to be a mechanic. I want to be someone who's making an impact that's going to support them from the beginning to the end.
Well, we've seen many people you have impacted. Thank you so much. We really appreciate getting to know you a little bit better. If you want to find out more about Dr. Eric Smith and Georgetown Bariatrics and Advanced Surgical Services, there's all the information up on the screen. We'll be back after this short break.